Hey guys, I'm AJ,
I'm Rini.
and welcome to the TFA Talk Show. So today with us, we have a very interesting guest. His name is Lee McKing, and he's a certified basic and master practitioner of Neuro-Linguistic Programming (NLP), as well as a certified conversational hypnotherapist, and started his hypnotherapy practice in 2015. He's advanced his training to be a certified hypnosis speaker and presenter, and has given talks and workshops at schools and in public. Welcome, McKing.
Hi everyone, my name is McKing and I'm a hypnotist. Thank you for having me. And for me being a hypnotist, most people will be thinking like, oh, is it like a passion or something like that? But for me, wasn't really passion or interest in the beginning. What started out for me is that I actually suffered my own mental health issues. When I started thinking about doing this professionally, I was thinking to help people using an effective method to help people who, like me, going through mental health issues. And here's the fact. In Singapore, when it comes to mental health, we have a lot of stigma about it. You know, there are people thinking that if they go to IMH, Institute of Mental Health, and they get a diagnosis for like depression or whatever, then they can't find work. And to some extent, it is true. To some extent, it is true. Some companies do find, oh, you know what, if you have certain mental health issues, it might not be too good to take you in because you might go on medical leave for your counseling all that often. The company will not want that for themselves, generally speaking. There'll be some companies that are open, but quite a few companies are not. And so there's a little bit of stigma there. And for example, one of my clients, when she came to me, she asked me, can I just double check that there are no recordings of me? And I said like, no, I'm not taking any video. And then she said, no, even written records. I do not want any written records of me. And I said, I don't do that either. It's fine. Yeah. So there are certain concerns and stigma to the idea of mental health. Even now in Singapore, it is changing, which is great. But even now, there are still certain stigma. So me thinking to do this professionally and to help people is to hopefully get them help without the stigma. So that's where got me thinking, hey, I've been through my own stuff. And I thought it was a really good, effective way to help people as fast as possible. So that got me thinking to do this professionally.
Is hypnotherapy still, is it relevant in this day and age?
Okay, it's a very good question. It is. Okay, that's a short answer. Now, why is it that hypnosis is still relevant in this day and age? When we speak, we are influencing ourselves. To a certain extent, that's a form of self-hypnosis.
Right.
But more often than not, people are hypnotizing themselves in a negative way. Now, you may or may not know anyone who does this. Perhaps a friend says, I'm always late for the bus. And they're always late for the bus. Why is that so? Now, that's because when they say, I'm always late for the bus, it goes into the unconscious mind. And now the unconscious mind is in the background trying to find stuff to validate that statement. Now, then the person would maybe like, oh, Sunny cannot wear the shoes properly. Sunny feel like the clothes don't fit very well, or like, where's my glasses? Where's my handphone, or whatever. Now, that is a very simple idea to accept. Now, if you were to take that into other concepts, for example, negative statements like, I'm not good enough, or love is out of reach, or in relationship, like, all guys are jerks, for example,
Right.
or I can't make money, right? So when a person has such stuff inside them, such negative stuff inside them, then hypnosis is extremely relevant and effective to help them resolve these issues. Yeah, of course, you could be thinking maybe counseling or even psychology that could help. Now, one difference I could touch on is that counseling and psychology is a bit more of a logical process.
Right.
Okay, while hypnosis goes into the unconscious, into the emotions and the programmings inside. So ultimately, it is your preference which way you want to go if you do need to seek help. But ultimately, you need both in this day and age, even more so, because there are certain things that are very deep rooted from our parents, childhood, certain trauma. They're very deep rooted. And while psychology and counseling could help to some extent, I personally do find that hypnosis is one of the more effective ways because we go deeper inside.
Okay, so McKing, is there a correlation between hypnosis and how the mind works?
Okay. Now, what happens is that once we understand how the mind works, hypnosis is a way to enter the mind. All right. So in a way, you must understand how the mind works first in order to do proper, actual, good hypnosis. So for example, if I explain the mind a little bit, there is a conscious mind and there's an unconscious mind. Now the conscious mind is like a logical gatekeeper. It deals with logic. While your unconscious mind deals with emotions and other programmings that is maybe like your beliefs and attitudes. So understanding how hypnosis works is essentially bypassing the gatekeeper, the logic, going into the unconscious mind to work with the stuff there. All right. So now, for example, I like to say that the mind, as a metaphor, is like a computer. So your conscious mind is just like your mouse. You click here, you click there. Now, let's say you open the folder 2019 to find all the memories, the photos inside, but you can't remember where is the folder year 2000. Somewhere on the computer, you know it's somewhere there. You just can't find it. The unconscious mind is just like the computer itself. All the programming code inside in the computer, it's all there. The memories from when you were a child up to the present, it's all there. It's just that your conscious mind may not be able to access those memories at that point in time for whatever reason. So one way hypnosis can go is to enter into this code and find out what's inside. What are the stuff that's helping you, that's empowering you? What are the stuff that's holding you back, limiting you? And we deal with the ones, the little viruses that are hidden in the code of your mind.
Will people be more open to this form of practice?
Okay, that's a very good question. Now, when I started out, I did have certain concerns as well, whether people are open and all that.
Right.
So in fact, I myself, being a Catholic, in the beginning, the idea of hypnotism was like black devil's magic. Okay.
Right.
That's why my whole family are like very staunch towards it. Right. But when I realized that hypnosis is actually very psychological, it's all psychology, in fact, then I saw, we tend to fear the unknown. Humans are like that.
Yes.
So once you realize what is the actual fact, what is the truth of hypnosis, then you can understand it better. But here's the thing, even if you start to change your own personal mindset about it, what about potential people outside? Especially if you want to start a practice, the clients out there. So do understand that there are people opening up to the idea of hypnosis. I think ultimately, if you can articulate well and explain to them how the mind works, and hypnosis is just understanding how the mind works, so that we can go inside, help you to tidy up the stuff, remove all the negative stuff, and put in more positive things, then I think people would understand better. But of course, the idea of public awareness is always there.
Yep.
And in fact, come to think of it, not sure if I mentioned earlier, but that is also one of the ideas of why I started out doing this practice, is to share people the power of the mind, public awareness, because ultimately you are holding yourself back or you are empowering yourself. And that is the idea that I want to get across, regardless of whether you see me or not. In a chit-chat session, in my sharings and all that, that's the idea that I want to get across. You are your most powerful being. That is the fact.
Okay, so before we let you go, how can our viewers and listeners connect with you?
All right, I have a Facebook page, Lee McKing the Hypnotist. That's LEE space MCKING space the Hypnotist. All right. I also have a Facebook group, Singapore Hypnosis Group. I also got Instagram, Lee McKing the Hypnotist, same spelling as the Facebook group. And I have a website where I blog about stuff about the mind, share some of my case studies, and I explain how hypnotism works. My blog is leemcking.sg. That's leemcking.sg.
Thank you for being with us today, McKing. I guess it was a lovely conversation. It led from one thing to another. Very, very interesting, right, Rini?
Yes, definitely.
So we wish you all the best in your endeavors and we hope to see you soon.